What do you think's too old for us to bring in a new dog?
What would you guys say would be too old to bring in another dog in the house? Bruce Wayne's 4 right now. What's up, you amazing 211,000 people? Kara, Corey, and myself thought we'd do a video on bringing another Cane Corso, or any dog, into your home. Bro, we so desperately want you to have a best friend. I know I'm your best friend, but when I can't play with you, you need someone to play with. And I really feel like he could use a buddy to play with.
I do too.
The issue is always, my concern is his feelings. How will Bruce Wayne handle it? I know how we will handle it, and I'm gonna share with you what we would do if we brought another dog in the house, maybe just to help you guys out, to give you some tips and ideas of how we would handle things, how we would control things.
It feels like we can easily hurt his feelings.
Yes.
So that's a bit scary.
Absolutely. His whole life he's only just known us. This is his family. So how would he be bringing another Cane Corso puppy into the house?
We know he loves dogs, but we don't know if he'd love a dog to live here forever.
He loves certain dogs. Let me just correct you there.
Yes.
He's very tolerant around all dogs. He loves certain dogs. But those dogs have to match his energy. First and foremost.
Is this a sign of what would happen? He looks so sad right now.
Bro, why are you so sad?
He's tired.
You don't need to be sad, bro. Do you think he understands what we're saying?
Immediately cuddled into you.
He's like, I don't want a buddy. Yes, you do want a buddy.
He's like, I want you to all the time.
What tells me he wants a buddy is I can play with him for an hour, and yet he still is demanding I play with him.
Yeah.
This dog can never have enough. First and foremost, we would look for a puppy that matches Bruce Wayne's energy. Kara's sister has a golden retriever, Norman, who's extremely high energy. Bruce Wayne's very tolerant of Norman, but Bruce Wayne does not appreciate Norman's energy. Let me insert the clip right here. Bruce Wayne will correct Norman and correct him even harder until Norman gets the point to chill out. So I wouldn't want to be stressing my dog out with this insane high energy puppy. And you can get a high energy Corso, you know, you just can. So be very careful when you're choosing your puppies and what you're looking for. Make sure you voice to the breeder what type of temperament and energy you're looking for. Beyond that, let's say Kara and I just started dating and she had a dog and I had a dog. The dog was Bruce Wayne. I trained him exactly how I trained him. The rules are what they are. Nothing's different. But Kara's dog was not trained. A little bit crazy, a little bit psycho. There's no rules.
How come I get the psycho dog in this scenario?
I'm the one that set the foundry on training this dude.
I'll give you that.
And I really appreciate how trusting you were into my advice, what I, asked you to do.
Yeah.
You like literally followed my lead when I would ask you, hey, don't do this, don't do this. She would do what I asked her.
I feel like he's trying to push me out of the video. I literally feel like he's like, I don't want mom in this video. Sorry, mom.
See, mom, this is my channel.
This is about me and dad though, mom.
So she brings her dog into the house and her dog's a nightmare. I would insist that the rules in place for Bruce Wayne are the same exact rules for her crazy dog. What's your crazy dog's name?
Crazy. I don't know.
That's not good. She is not creative. We will call him Watermelon. So you bring Watermelon to the house, and he's jumping all over. He's begging for food. He's sitting there drooling while I'm eating my snacks, and then you're feeding him snacks. I don't give Bruce Wayne handouts. He's got his food if we give him a treat, but I don't feed him from the dinner table. And then Kara's feeding Watermelon scraps. Why'd you name your dog Watermelon?
I want
That's
a dog named Watermelon
name.
now. I feel like that's a good bulldog name.
That is going to cause such confusion among the dogs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Communication is of the utmost important when it comes to training and raising your dog. You have to be able to communicate with them. They communicate with you, and there's no gray area when it comes to dog training. It has to be black or white, because the gray area is when that communication ends up getting broken down and the dog gets confused. The dog gets confused. You're going to get frustrated because the dog isn't listening to you.
Yeah.
In turn, the dog's going to get frustrated because he doesn't know what you want. And it's like this vicious cycle.
Kind of reminded me of like when you were like training Norman, like Bruce was out there too. And like any commands you were giving Norman, even though like Bruce wasn't doing anything wrong, like...
Bruce Wayne would...
He was responding to your commands, even though they were to Norman. It's kind of hard to delineate who you're giving the commands to, and he's just so responsive to commands. He kept like following anything you were saying.
Yes. So it's much easier to untrain a dog than to train a dog. So if you're letting Watermelon get away with all these like bad habits, Bruce Wayne's going to pick up on those bad habits. Bruce Wayne's going to start acting in a negative manner, how I do not want him to act, or he's going to get very frustrated, possibly resource guarding, because he's like, why can this dog go on the couch, but I can't?
Right.
He's allowed on the couch.
He's like tipping me over.
Why are you using her for a leaning post, bro?
Like if I moved right now, he'd fall over.
You look like you're about to fall asleep. So if we were to bring in a puppy into the house, we're going to get our next Cane Corso. All the rules are the exact same that they are for Bruce Wayne. But the rules would be what they were for Bruce Wayne as a puppy. For example, Bruce Wayne wasn't allowed on the couch right off the bat.
Right.
Bruce Wayne had to earn our respect and earn his spot on the couch. So for example, I would still let Bruce Wayne on the couch. I would let the puppy on the couch after the puppy like was calmed down.
He would have to kind of like learn by example that he doesn't just get to go on the couch. When he's good enough and well trained, then he'll get the permission to get on the couch. So he's gonna learn from Bruce's example, but he's also gonna learn the difference between. There's gonna be those differences with what Bruce gets that the puppy doesn't get yet. You know, those rewards that he'll eventually get if he's
earning them
and taking all the steps we need him to take.
Are we just gonna stare at each other?
Like, going back to Bruce Wayne having hurt feelings, the obvious, I think, needs to be stated with a new puppy. He's obviously going to require more of Jason and I's time in terms of training and leadership, which is going to take away from the amount of time that Bruce Wayne is getting attention. That's just the inevitable. And there may be times that we need to take the puppy and train him alone versus having Bruce Wayne right there, because there's going to be those basic commands and things that we need to teach the puppy. There is going to be time taken away from Bruce Wayne at the beginning.
Yes.
That's what makes me nervous, is there's a level of you know, needing to spread your time. You only have so much of it. Oh, now you want to be near me? Already as it is, I just was saying this, that like, I want to give this dog all the time that I don't even have right now. Like, I have things to do, but if this dog looks at me the right way, I want to massage him and, you know, go play with him and give him all my love. Now we have to, like, to be able to separate that with another dog that needs training. Yeah, I'm worried he's going to be hurting inside.
Yeah. And you don't want your dogs to get jealous. That's when they can possibly start resource guarding. So, like she said, the time would have to be split in certain times. When we're doing basic training and basic commands, Bruce Wayne wouldn't be in the backyard with us doing it because he may get confused. For example, when I would correct Norman with a strong NO, Bruce Wayne would be like, what did I do?
He'd perk right up like, oh. On the opposite side of things, they could just become best friends.
Did we just become best friends? Yep!
They just become best friends. Like, that could be them.
And I feel like that would come with time. I don't think it would happen instantly.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like once Bruce Wayne set his standard of, I'm the boss, you're going to listen to me, like he does with Norman, they would start getting along much better.
I feel like he knows when a dog's a puppy, too, you know?
He does.
Like,
Obviously, yeah.
He responds differently to a dog that's a puppy versus, like, Fifi, who's a Chihuahua and is teeny tiny, but she's grown.
Yes. He responds very differently. So we would obviously be having time, all of us together, you know, going on walks, playing in the yard, that type of thing. We would let Bruce Wayne do the correcting on the puppy if he need be. If the puppy gets too annoying, Bruce Wayne would definitely shut the puppy down. And I trust Bruce not to take it too far. Even with Norman, he starts with a growl. He'll move to a bark. He'll move to a gentle tackle. Barking in the dog's face till the dog realizes he needs to chill out. But all the rules that apply to Bruce Wayne would apply to the puppy. Absolutely be doing crate training with the puppy.
Obviously, we don't even use a crate with Bruce now. We haven't in a long time, but crate training was a big part of his life.
And it will still be with the puppy.
Right.
All the same things we did with Bruce. Crate train him. Not sleep in the room with him. You got to get Kara's pretty face on there. Your face is beautiful too, but you're blocking her, bro. We would handle training the same exact way we trained Bruce. You know, one person starts with the initial training. For example, I would teach the puppy how to sit. And then Kara would teach the puppy how to sit, trying to mimic my body language, mimic the tone of my voice. Same with heeling and all of that. Start with one person so the dog's not confused. Build up that level of communication between you and the dog so it fully understands the command. And then pass it on to your significant other, your girlfriend, your boyfriend,
Yeah, I
whoever
could
it may
see you
be.
taking the lead with like being that first person training the puppy, whereas I would then maybe take more of the lead with Bruce a bit to kind of make sure if you're out training the puppy, maybe I'm inside giving him attention.
Yep. That's how we. So both dogs are still getting attention. The reason why I say one person teach the dog a command and then wait till the dog gets it down pat and then pass it on to the next person, just so the dog doesn't get confused, because her tone of voice is obviously very different than mine. Her body language is different than mine.
My growl.
Her growl sucks. And dogs process everything from the tone to the body language to your posture. So by making sure that one person is doing the training first and they have X command down, and then letting the other person try to mimic as best they can your tone, your posture, it's going to be much easier for the dog to understand. Now I can just speak complete sentences to Bruce. I'm like, bro, let's go. And he follows me. Mm-hmm. He gets it,
Right.
because we've had 4 years of us as a family building that level of communication.
We started doing outings with Bruce immediately, and we would do the same with the new puppy, and I would assume include Bruce, because Bruce could help model what we're looking for, the behavior that we're looking for going out in different places,
Yes,
you know?
because a puppy's most likely going to be looking up to the four-legged furry friend of theirs, which is another reason why I really want to get a Cane Corso before Bruce gets too old.
I was going to say, what do you think's too old for us to bring in a new dog?
I don't know, you guys, what would you guys say would be too old to bring in another dog in the house? Bruce Wayne's 4 right now. What would be like the cutoff point?
See, because with our bulldog, it was like 6 or 7.
It was
we
like
were
7.
toying with it, and then we were like, we were worried it would give him a heart attack. He had medical issues, but...
So we would try as best we can to use Bruce Wayne to help train this puppy.
Yeah, I think he'd be an equal trainer.
I feel like
He'd
would
probably
be too.
train the puppy better than me.
He probably would. Probably better than me, too. I really feel like the puppy would take a lot of house manners that Bruce has. He would take those on in his personality. Obviously, puppies are going to get into things. It's what they do. They're curious. They're babies. You can't expect too much from your puppy at the same note.
Yeah, we couldn't expect the puppy to be perfect just because we know Bruce Wayne at this stage isn't going to get into things. The puppy's going to have puppy issues. Bruce had they've got things to learn, so we couldn't expect the puppy to immediately be a Bruce Wayne. That would be unfair of us as leaders to assume that this puppy is just going to be perfect.
Yes.
From the get-go.
And let's say, go back to our example of her bringing Watermelon to the house. Completely untrained, crazy dog. You got to start from day one.
I really want to bring a watermelon in this house now. A roly-poly watermelon.
No fat dogs allowed. I'm not into obese dogs.
It's like
so
that,
healthy.
that bulldog you posted.
So unhealthy for them. It's almost like animal abuse, I feel like, when you just stuff your dog to look like a pig. It's like, come on, people. You want your dog to live a long, healthy, prosperous life, and all that does is destroy their joints, destroy their organs, destroy their insides. Our bulldog was really the perfect weight. He was lean.
He was a shorter bulldog, so it was extra critical that we didn't have too much extra weight on him, because he was lower to the ground, I guess. Short? Is that the right word for him? Yeah, he was like a shorter bulldog. So, we kept him nice and lean.
We did.
And that was the type of dog, they gained 2 pounds and they
look really fat.
Totally different.
Yeah.
So much stress on them.
So the main takeaway is communication has to be equal across the board. What applies to Bruce Wayne applies to Watermelon. What applies to Bruce Wayne applies to a new puppy. What applies to Bruce Wayne applies to Kara. Kara, you can't get on the couch without my permission. Socialization. Whatever applies to Bruce Wayne when I'm socializing him in public would apply to the puppy or to Watermelon. The first 12 weeks of your dog's life is crucial, the absolute most crucial point to socialize them. But it doesn't mean you can't socialize them at 5 months, 6 months. What I'm trying to say is it's never too late to really socialize your dog. It'll be much easier if you can do it in those first 12 weeks.
Right.
But even now, socialization does not stop with Bruce Wayne.
I'm just thinking from introducing a brand new puppy versus you were giving the example of Watermelon, bringing in my own dog, but a brand new puppy. If we got a puppy, I think you'd have to have a lot of patience and understanding that I think it could take quite a long time for the 2 dogs to be on the same page too.
Yes.
I could see people easily wanting to give up, this isn't working. These 2 dogs don't like each other. We're never going to be able to leave them together, blah, 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 blah. We're going to have to rehome. and maybe that's a scenario, but I think you'd have to at least give it at least a year.
Yep, yeah,
right?
At least give it a year. And I would even never say rehome in that situation. You sign yourself up to get a dog, meaning you sign yourself up for the life of their problems.
I agree.
What time is it?
It's 3-ish?
Yeah, it's Bruce Wayne's nap time usually.
3:09, yeah. He's been cuddling.
Usually,
cuddle.
even when he's tired and you see us on video doing these type of videos, it's usually before noon.
Well, he's used to any time he comes in this room with me, he sleeps.
He does.
This is his sleepy room.
And if you wouldn't follow the rules with Watermelon, I'm kicking you and Watermelon out of the house. It's me and Big Dude. I worked too hard to create this. We worked too hard to create this.
Yeah.
It wasn't just an I thing, it was a we thing.
That would be really hard to bring in a dog. If both dogs are older and they're trained totally differently, yeah, the leader of Watermelon, if myself in this example, would have to be really gung-ho and have to be really important in effort to make that work.
Yes, I feel like you would actually have to work harder than me.
Yeah.
Because being Watermelon's leader or lack of leadership, I would, in this example, not really a leader, just like I would say owner, not leader. And the dog being an adult, it would be much harder, but it would probably be much more responsive to you because they're bonded with you versus me.
Right.
So let me know if you think we should get Bruce Wayne a playmate. And don't just do it out of your selfishness of wanting to see a Cane Corso puppy.
I know. Bottom line, I think Jason wants to get a puppy more than I do, but it's a lot of work. And I think to have him where he is right now, where I don't want to say it's effortless, but it really kind of...
It's almost effortless.
It is in a lot of ways. Like the routine is locked down. It's pretty effortless. He's so well behaved, etc. We've done all the things to start over.
And we continue to do all the things.
And we continue to.
Which is huge.
To bring a new puppy into that, it's like you have to relive the puppy stage. And everyone...
Which I hate it.
People only think about puppies being cute. They forget the fact that puppies are hard work. It's a lot of work. You sacrifice
a lot of stress.
A lot.
You do.
And so we would have to be sacrificing a lot to...
For a good year and a half, year and a half, just like with Bruce. But I also feel like it'd be easier to manage versus when I was working.
Well, of course, for sure. Like, we don't have that dynamic anymore of leaving them alone for 10 hours.
And neither one of us have ever owned 2 dogs at one time. So that would be a whole new experience for us.
Right.
I'm just giving you examples of how we would handle the situation. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's how we would handle it. I feel like I'm confident it would be the right way to handle it. Bro, you look like so disheartened right now.
He wants cuddles bad.
He wants cuddles.
Sorry, guys. We gotta go so we can cuddle this guy.
Before you guys leave, make sure you do all the things on the way out. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, ring the ding-a-ling so you don't miss any of the newest videos on Cane Corsos or Bruce Wayne. Everything I'm associated with down in the description box below. The Fenrir hammer just dropped. Bruce Wayne loves it. That's amazing.
He's obsessed.
All the training courses, puppy training courses, canine boot camp, which will really take your leadership and your dog's obedience to the next level. Anybody that's having any training issues with their dog, always recommend to do the canine boot camp with them. If you follow through, I promise you that course is priceless. It is life-changing. You will be so happy you took it. You can have a very easy, manageable dog like Bruce Wayne. On top of that, we have how to get your dog to heal, anxiety courses, everything you guys could ever need. Appreciate all the love and support. Until next time, Bruce Wayne, Cane Corso, myself, we'll see you later. Peace!
Let us know if we should get Watermelon.
I'm not even naming the dog.
Now, where did you come up with that?
I don't know, I just thought you had to name it. You didn't have a name.
Now I want a dog named Watermelon.
Why would you want to name your dog Watermelon?
Because that's the cutest thing I've ever heard now. Dad, I'm gonna sit on Mom. I hope you give me kisses. Dad, please don't get another dog. I want all your love. It's already not enough, Dad. See this hand? That means don't get another dog. Here, Dad. It's just me and you.
Just us, bud?
Mom's just a spot for me to sit. That's all she's good for.
Who do you guys think Bruce Wayne loves more? Loves us all equally, I like to feel.
I think Bruce is saying something different. I think Bruce's tip is saying something different.
Is Karen? Karen's out. Karen's out. And now he is just killing his heel off leash. Right, bro? Good job, Bruce Wayne. Good job. Amazing training courses, guys. I'm going to link it here. Just click that link. You can see how I train this guy. Uses the same exact philosophies of how I trained him, and you can get your dog to be this awesome off leash as well.